Okay. Hopefully, this will be fine now. Yep, it's working now. So I'll wait till more people come in before they what you call it. I'm going to put something in the background for this. Let's see. I gotta pull up Discord and stuff to bring this up. Yep. I gotta pull up Discord. And there we go. Okay. Looking good. Hopefully people... I know, I'm back. I am back. I'm sorry, I need to put like something behind here because I'm starting to like using a blue screen for my background for this now. And if I could get something for the background, I'm going to start doing that. What I'm going to do is when I get a chance, let me make this smaller real quick. When I get a chance, I want to go ahead and start growing more as a content creator, because I feel like that right there will help me out a lot. And really it's going to help me out a lot. I'm going to go to my Discord because I think that I need to go ahead and go to my Discord. Hold on one second. I don't want to like show my Discord. I want to find this video. It's running. Yay, Stream Elements. Thank you. Appreciate it. Not really. Okay, so I got to find this video. Hold up. Here we go. Okay. All right, stop, Dreamcast guy. We found you. We found you. So what I'm going to do is I will go to my green screen because we're going to watch this together. So yeah, ready to talk about PlayStation Fanboys? Because it's going to be fun. Yay. It's going to be fun. So unmute. And then here we go. We're going to talk about Dreamcast guy first. So let's go ahead and watch it.
Hey there, gamers. Dreamcast guy here. Today we're talking about Xbox because the president of Team Green, Sarah Bond, published a very strange video last night talking about the uselessness of exclusive games. She straight up said,
but it is useless. It is useless. Here's the thing, Dreamcast. I keep on looking at this camera. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cover this one up. There you go. The thing about it is, it's useless to a point where you got people, younger generations, who is more into Domino Pizza face. Damn. Let's see if I got a noise for that. Damn. That's damn. Back to it. Dreamcast guy. Here's the thing. There's a thing where it's like you have to understand that a lot of people is going over towards PC, and even if they went over to consoles, all they going to say is, I don't really care what games I play, because if you really want to be technical, Dreamcast guy, and let me move my microphone a little bit closer. If you want to be really technical, Dreamcast guy, is most people that play on consoles are playing third-party games. You have people playing Apex Legends. You have people playing Forza because it's on multiple platforms. Even when Halo come out in the future, a lot of people is going to play Halo. Matter of fact, in November, I'm about to get back into Halo so I can get ready to play Halo with more of my friends. Because most of them is actually on different platforms. So yes, when it comes out to exclusives, it is dead. Let's keep it 100% real.
the idea of it is just outdated, that it's antiquated. All these other companies that are making tens of billions, hundreds of billions of dollars, like Nintendo, like freaking Sony, apparently they're doing gaming the wrong way. Now,
well, here's the thing. Nintendo made a shitload of money off of Mario Kart 8 and Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. This is how much copies of Mario Kart they sold. If we want to look into it, I could bring it up right now. And I'm probably going to bring it up on a different screen. I'm not going to Google how many copies did Mario Kart 8 sold. As of August 2025, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe has sold 68.86 million copies worldwide, making it the best-selling game on the Nintendo Switch. This figures made it the best-selling Switch game and the top pay games from Nintendo through Wii Sports sold more copies overall because it was bundled with the Wii console. So the thing about it is Dreamcast guy, Mario Kart 8 and Mario Kart 8 Deluxe was a big ass banger. And since it was a big ass banger, guess what? They sold so many copies. Since they sold many copies, if they place it on the other platforms like Nintendo, like PlayStation, Xbox, and even the PC, I guarantee you it will sell even more because the game is that good.
Now, instantly, there is this unique debate about her statement. Basically, instead of just saying, you're wrong, you're dumb, because obviously her statement is provably incorrect, a lot of people are sort of debating whether this is a signal to the end of Xbox. Like, is
Dreamcast guy, it's not the end of Xbox because the Xbox don't care about the console space. Again, more people is moving towards the PC platform. And since more people moving to the PC platform, they're not looking at PlayStation or Nintendo, which I think Nintendo and PlayStation need to move to the PC platform as soon as possible because a lot of people is moving over to the consoles. Not consoles, I'm sorry, the PC. You have to understand that. A lot of people moving over to the PC. Now, does that mean consoles are dead? No. There's some people out there that just say they want to have a dedicated box to entertain themselves. And that's totally fine. I'm okay with people getting the PlayStation just for entertainment. I'm okay for they getting the Xbox for entertainment. I'm okay with them to get a Nintendo console for entertainment or a PC that connects to the TV. I'm okay with that. I don't care about what they get. The only thing I care about them is to play multiple games. And since more people moving over to the PC because you can make more money on a PC over a console, it's starting to look like more people is going over to PC. Let's keep it 100% real.
Is this sort of a final statement? Is Sarah Bond about to be fired? Is Phil Spencer about to be fired? Let's break it down because...
And who's going to... Okay, let's say they get fired. You think a fanboy is going to take their spot? No. They don't know anything about the company like I don't know anything about the company. Just because they get fired, they're going to get another person to try to make them more money. And you have to think about logically. They're about to put Halo onto the PlayStation 5. And they're going to make more money. Let's keep it a buck. Oh, gosh.
See this as a final death rattle from the Xbox, even before this next gen is officially revealed.
But at the same time, it's rumored that the next generation of the Xbox is going to have Steam. That's probably going to be something that a lot of people is going to gravitate towards because not only you can play your Xbox games on a Xbox, but you can play Steam games on a Xbox. They're giving you options.
Let's get into it. Hi, hope you're having a great day, and if you could please give this video a like and subscribe if you
Every time we say that, dislike.
haven't already. I'll be honest, I am terribly, terribly sick today. I've actually been in bed all day just feeling awful, but I figured, all right,
But anyway, to make the views, am I right, everyone?
if I'm going to be sitting in bed, I'd rather get up, make a video. I love making videos, right? Okay, so
But if you're sick, you're sick. Why are you up making videos? If I'm sick, I'm not going to make a video. I'm going to say, fuck it, I'm just going to try to get better. Just because if you're sick, just get better, my guy.
here we go. Exclusive games are an antiquated concept, says Xbox president Sarah Bond. According to their research, they're seeing more people evolve past locking themselves down to one device or one store. The biggest games in the world are all everywhere, whether it's Fortnite, COD, Roblox, games that are literally playable on your phone, on your PC, or anywhere, right? But I feel like this argument immediately on the face, it seems so circular in nature. The company that is at the back, that cannot sell exclusives, that can't sell consoles, is claiming, oh yeah, that's just the thing. Nobody's buying consoles. Nobody.
We're getting to a point. Think about it. We're getting to a point. Here's the thing. If you sold 80 million consoles, that's going to go to their pockets. Are they going to buy subscriptions to the online capabilities? No. Because in your mind, y'all thinking like, in your minds, all the PlayStation fanboys, all the Xbox fanboys, Nintendo fanboys, in your mind, you're thinking that they're going to make more of their money on hardware. This is not the 80s, 90s, early 2000s, even the 2010s. We're moving towards money making more. Like, look, Adobe back in the day sold you everything for $200. One price, $200. You get Adobe Flash, Adobe Media, all that stuff. You get everything from Adobe, all of that stuff. Adobe moved over to a pay per month type of situation. And guess what? People don't mind paying per month because they can say, oh, I could pay $30 here. And then later, if I'm not using Adobe for this month, I don't have to pay for it. And then later on, I could just pay another $30 if I need it. That's what they're trying to do. You make more money on buying software from the company because guess what? If you got to put hardware out there, not only you have to make the console affordable, but you also have to pay to get it shipped over to the stores. You gotta get the stores, you gotta give them money in order to sell it in the stores. So there's a lot of money that have to go through. Unlike, hey, let me go ahead and get get the software and just sell it at my store. Like, for Pete's sake, I have a Google Pixel 10 Pro. Google made this. I got this from Pro XL. I got this from Google. I paid Google to send this to me. Now, yes, Google got all the money from here, but this is not where they make all their money. They make all their money off of software. That's why they're $1 trillion company. And a lot of companies starting to look at what Google doing, what Apple doing, what everybody else is doing. Even Microsoft. Microsoft is starting to realize that just because it's selling consoles doesn't mean that's it. They're going to sell software over hardware.
I didn't understand.
Is buying games. It's just such a silly argument. I mean, you can literally look at their numbers. The Xbox Series X and S are ridiculously below everybody else, just in any market and margin. Now, of course...
Question, do Microsoft care? Let's keep it a buck. Do Microsoft care if their console sells? Because that's not where they're making their money. And they're making money off your data. Exactly. They're making money off the data that we use. And of course, now, don't get me wrong. If I don't want to have Google check my data, I could just go ahead and use Graphene OS. There's other ways around it, but at the same time, I do like the Google Pixel phone. I'm not going to lie to you. And if that means I give my data over to Google, who cares? At that point, I already gave it over. But you're failing to understand, Dreamcast guy, that these companies don't care. Even Microsoft, they don't care if their Xbox Series X and X is selling. All they care about is selling software in their store, online, and competing against Steam. That's all it is. Why do you think they changed the interface on the Xbox ROG Ally X to be more PC-like? Because guess what? Steam work on PC. You have to jump hoops.
This is just Japan, where they're already selling the worst. But even when you look at worldwide sales,
no shit, they selling the worst in Japan, because Japan have this honor code saying if it's made in Japan, buy it from Japan.
Xbox continues to do worse and worse and worse quarter after quarter. And I do feel like a lot of that is the fact that they just don't have exclusives. Like, if you're thinking about it at this point, right? PlayStation is experimenting with putting more and more of their games on PC. And
guess what? If they never put it on PC, they won't see a single dime. But since they put it on PC, they saw at least more than a penny. The thing about it is, if I'm selling something, I'm trying to make money off of selling the most I want, and I gotta think about the future and everything, okay, of my business. I don't want to put it on one platform and be stuck on one platform, and it basically will sell. Even Sony's going through it. How much does Spider-Man cost, and how much is sold? Spider-Man 2, how much did it cost to make Spider-Man 2? And how many copies is sold on PlayStation? Concord cost $400 million. $400 million. And how many people bought Concord? Think about it. You have $4 million to create a game and then have it sold on both PlayStation and on PC. Do you think that's when they took it off the store, you think that was a oopsie, or damn, I just lost $400 million? To me, that's like, damn, I lost $400 million. If the game doesn't make it and it doesn't sell, and you spent $400 million on it, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of fucking money, just keeping it real.
I feel like they're doing two things extremely right. First, timed exclusives. I think that Sony is being very smart where they go, okay, here's the game. Buy it.
I bought Returnal when it was less than $20. If it came out on PC the same date as it came out on PlayStation, I probably would have dropped the $70 for it. And I'm dead serious. And I'm the type of dude that's saying I'm very picky about how I spend my money on games. I like Returnal. Returnal is fun. If Returnal came out day and date, I guarantee you I would have been spending $70 on Returnal if it was on PC day and date. But since it didn't come out day and date, I just wait until it was under $20 on CD key. Guess what? Sony didn't get the full $70 from me. They got less than $20 from me. You want to know why? Because it didn't come out day and date. The hype was gone. I could have said, oh, it came out on PC? That's a little bit too expensive. The hype's not there. Why would I spend $70 on a game? Oh, because I wanted to play it? Nah. If it came out the same day, yeah, I would have spent $70 on the game. But since it came out a year later, okay, that's fine. I just wait till discount. I waited this long. What's the extra couple months, 6 months, a year? Oh, it's $20? Okay, $20. Oh, it's $15? Okay, I can spend $15 on Returnal. Here you go. They lost money because it didn't come out day and date. And PC people is trying to tell Sony, hey, put the game down day and date. Hi-Fi Rush. That came out day and date. drop, as a what is it? What is it? It's on the tip of my tongue. It will come back. I bought it the same exact day when it was Shadow Drop. There you go, Shadow Drop. I bought it the same day it was Shadow Drop with the Xbox version. And guess what? They got the full cash money. And that's the thing that you don't understand. Day and date is very important. Do I play Hi-Fi Rush right now? I don't, but I still have it, and I spent my full hard-earned money, the exact money that I would have spent on the day and date. Returnal? I just wait. It didn't come out day and date. The hype is gone. But when that Hi-Fi Rush hype came out, I spent I think it was $40. I spent $40 on Hi-Fi Rush. Same thing with Elden Ring. Elden Ring came out? It looked good. The hype is still there. Let me pay my $60. And I got it for $60 off of Steam. When the hype is there, it's going to sell more copies. When the hype is gone, might as well just wait till a discount come out.
We advertise the hell of it on PlayStation 5. We sell you a ton of PlayStation 5 consoles. We do limited edition controllers and stuff. And then once that's bought, once that's sold a bunch, okay, now 6 months or a year later, we get a second hype cycle. Oh, you saw the trip.
Couple things. Number one, I like it when these PlayStation fanboys was complaining about Xbox bringing out controllers, and then now PlayStation bringing out controllers, they don't say a single word. They just hype about it. And number two, what hype is there when it comes out on PC? Please tell me. I got Spider-Man 2 and I got it for less than $60. I got it as a gift, but guess what? The person that paid for it for a gift, they got it for like $40 when it came out on PC. That's a $20 that's a $20 drop compared to if it came out the exact same time on PC. They would have got the extra 20. That's the thing that you don't understand as PlayStation fanboys. We could wait for games. We don't care. We got a whole entire catalog that we could play.
You saw the discussions. You saw the Game of the Year awards. Now you can buy it on PC. And we've got our own team of developers that make these hyper-optimized PC ports that support widescreen and 200 frames a second and stuff. I think that Sony does a good way of basically saying, okay, the PlayStation is over here, and it's still very vital.
But I'd rather just wait for a discount because the hype is not there anymore. Just because it's widescreen, just because it looked beautiful, just because it's this and that, doesn't make us want to buy it. We rather wait for a discount. Why wait a year and then you bring it to PC and we could just wait a little bit longer just for a cheaper version? That's the part that you PlayStation fans don't understand. We will rather wait even longer to get the game cheaper. Like if Grand Theft Auto came over to PC, I know a lot of people will buy it day one, but honestly, a lot of people is going to wait till it get cheaper because it's going to get cheaper over time.
A core part of our business, but simultaneously, yes, you can play our great stories anywhere eventually.
I don't care about story in games anymore, man. Like, story's fine, but I don't care that much. It's whatever. Like, I'd rather just play a game that's consistently playing. Story I don't really give two fucks about.
And I do think it's funny to see specifically Xbox, the people that are just so way out in the last, claiming that everybody else is somehow missing out on some magic that only they've discovered.
Yeah. We want people want people to play Xbox games. How hard is that? Like, I want people to play Xbox games on any device they want. I want people to play PlayStation games on any device they want. I want people to play Nintendo games on any device they want. I want people to play PC games on any device they want. Why should you be limited to play a PC game, Xbox game, PlayStation game, and Nintendo game just because you bought the wrong plastic box or metal box? Why is that? That's not fair.
It kind of feels like whenever you see those people that are like standing outside a nightclub and they can't get in, and they're like, you know what, I bet it sucks in there. Brother, you can't get in the club. Like, you're the guy outside the club just saying that everybody else is having a bad time.
But at the same time, you could just let people in. So let me get this straight. Why would I go to that club if I can't get in? If I could just go to a club that let everybody in. That let everybody in. That's the beauty of PC. Anybody welcome.
Look at these comments. It's very important to understand that the decisions of Xbox leadership's incompetent business decisions caused this. They're only calling exclusives antiquated because they've ruined the value of their first-party games by having them drop in Game Pass day one. Don't let them gaslight you. This is an interesting statement. I feel like this person phrased it perfectly, and I think it's something people are beginning to repeat more and more and more, which is that Game Pass accidentally created this cheap idea around gaming, right? Oh, you can pay for a $70 experience like Ghost of Yotei or $60 for Astrobot. You can have these big premium experiences that are fun and crazy and in-depth, or you can pay a tiny fee, or what was a tiny fee before the 18 price increases of Game Pass. There used to be this duality of like, okay, AAA experiences, which are good, or Xbox experiences. And I'm not claiming
What's is good is very subjective. To me, I would say, what, I should pay $70 on a movie? Or pay, it used to be $15 on just playing the game, and after you finish it, you don't have to worry about resale, you don't have to worry about this and that. Here's the thing that I think a lot of PlayStation fanboys don't understand. The part of the Xbox with the Game Pass. Even though it got expensive, and that's dumb, I don't condone that at all, and it's dumb. Please don't spend $30 on Game Pass. It's a ripoff. But I want to sit here and say this. I don't want to play a movie. I don't want to play an interactive movie. To me, those are not quality games. Because if I got to sit here half of the games to watch a quote-unquote beautiful cutscene without doing nothing for about more than 3 minutes, I'd just rather just go on YouTube and watch all the cutscenes and be done with it. Because at that point, there's no point of me playing the game. That's why I despise PlayStation games. Now, the only game I like is Returnal from PlayStation, and that's a beautiful game. But when you put in a whole bunch of cutscenes, what is a game? A lot of people say AI is taking over cameras on cell phones. What's a picture? I mean, even cell phones got too much technology to a point where what is a cell phone? I mean, what, not a cell phone, but what is a phone? And then now look at PlayStation games where it give you a whole bunch of cutscenes. Let's ask the question: what's a game for Sony? Third-person action-adventure games with stealth elements. It got all the same storyline, basically. Nothing changed. Then you have to walk straight. Then, got to do a cutscene, and then you can't avoid. You think the world is open world, but yet it's like more of, it's open-ish world, but you still got to follow a path in order to progress to the next cutscenes. You saying quality gameplay, quality games, but yeah, I'm sitting there watching more cutscenes than playing a game. If that's gaming to you, yeah, keep me away from PlayStation. Like, I don't even want to touch PlayStation with a 10-foot pole. If they keep on giving us movie games after movie games after movie games and after movie games, that I'm getting sick and tired of it. And at least with Microsoft, they gave you options. They gave you Doom. Yes, it's a shooter. It's a looter shooter. You gotta follow a path, but you got more gameplay than expected. Then you got Hi-Fi Rush, which it was like a hack and slash type of situation. Then you also got Forza, which you could play totally offline and you can still get cars compared to Horizon. To be honest, PlayStation kind of lost it, and I want PlayStation to continue to be great because that's more competition for the other companies. But until they give us something different than a third-person action-adventure games with stealth elements, even Microsoft tried to give you something that you like with that Hell thing that was actually really trash. But this is what y'all asked for, and y'all still call it trash. Y'all don't y'all don't think PlayStation quality is PlayStation. That's the only thing y'all know is PlayStation. But when a competition gives you something that's like PlayStation, since Microsoft made it, I don't like it. Let's keep it 100% real. Let's keep it 100% real. But I can say at least PlayStation giving Microsoft competition, Microsoft getting PlayStation competition, even though they need to do a lot better, they still gotta give competition. And then y'all sitting here saying, "Oh, Nintendo is their own world," but yet they sold Mario Kart for Mario Kart 68, 69 million copies. That PlayStation will never. Y'all saying they're in their own world, but they're selling more of their games than you.
I mean, that's 100% ubiquitous. There's definitely been good Xbox games, here and there, but I think it's interesting that they have almost cheapened their brand and told people it's not worth the price. They've basically been telling you now for years, our games are not worth full price.
No, they're not saying that. They're saying, why would you want to spend $70 for something that you're going to experience for a day? They give you multiplayer. They give you more options. If you want to spend $70, $80 on a game, that's your choice. You could buy that. But you're stuck on, oh, this is getting on Game Pass. Shit, I bought Halo Master Chief Edition on Game Pass. I bought it with real money. So you could buy games off of Game Pass. You could buy stuff, but y'all still thinking like, oh, y'all just renting it. Y'all just renting it. No. There are people out there that buying the games.
Saying this when Nintendo and Sony have sold multiple times your hardware is a thing. Saying exclusives don't matter means your console is in dead last.
No, what can you do to sell your console? Like, I'm going to keep it real. I went with the Wii U over the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox Series, and the Xbox One. You want to know why? Innovation. The tablet thing. I wanted the tablet thing so I could do more towards the games. I don't care about exclusives. I really don't. But if you give me another way to play the game, I'm going to go with it. Because guess what? It's something different. Other than playing on a controller like, oh, let me go ahead and pull this out. Let me just go ahead. Come on, give me something more. Give me something more. Give me something interesting instead of holding a controller. Like, if I'm going to get racing sim just for racing games, because guess what? It feels like I'm driving in a car without the sacrifice of everybody on the road. I don't care about exclusive. Give me something to play the game differently. Like Phasmophobia. I'd rather play on VR, connected to my computer, and play like that. So just because the game is exclusive, I don't care about the exclusivity. I care about what else can I do with the console to give me more ways to play the game.
Checks out. This is funny, is that Sarah Bond is the person, genuinely, one of the times she seemed the very happiest on stage was when she officially said, yes, Starfield is an Xbox exclusive. And it's funny that, honestly, it became kind of a catastrophe. I still think about the fact that they're...
You know what? I started to realize about y'all PlayStation fanboys. Y'all say y'all want exclusive from Xbox. When they say that, oh, I want the game on PlayStation. All y'all do is bring out controllers. But then Sony bring out controllers. Y'all didn't say a single word. Then y'all talk about, oh, all y'all do is buy games on Game Pass. Y'all need to go ahead and y'all don't buy games. Y'all play games on Game Pass, And then when they come out with Game Pass being $30 a month, y'all say Game Pass about to die. Which one is it? Which one is it? Is it gonna die, or you want them to buy the games? Then it's all this back and forth. Why do y'all care? Y'all not gonna buy an Xbox. So let's keep it 100% real. Y'all not gonna buy an Xbox.
There's 50 times more people playing Skyrim than will ever play Starfield. Ever, right? It is still weird to just think about the fact that,
You want to know why? It's because it's on multiple platforms. more people playing it on other platforms because guess what? They still making money. They don't care if you buy an Xbox. They don't care if you buy a PlayStation. Just buy the games or get Game Pass to give us more money so you can still play the game.
There are some rumors they're trying to essentially rebuild Starfield. They're trying to like cyberpunk it and just 1.0 make a complete.
If it's a rumor, leave it alone until you got full, that is not a rumor.
The new version of the game, but it's such a dead brand at this point, just like Xbox in general. But I think it's interesting that as Xbox goes more and more third party, I'm curious to see what happens to these studios in the long run, right? Like there's talks that on Friday, apparently, they're going to reveal not just Halo coming to PS5, but specifically, they're going to show a trailer for the original Halo, which is still my favorite. Halo 1 is getting a full remake, which a lot of the rumors said that it's going to have sprinting. It's going to be like a mix of like Halo 5 and Halo 1, which some people are mad about. Personally, I think that's going to be real fun. But there is talks that this is going to be revealed and maybe even something shadow dropped for the PlayStation 5 on Friday.
So you have options of where you're going to buy it. You have options where it's going to buy it. So let me ask you this, Dreamcast guy. If all games on every single platform, what else will make you buy a PlayStation over an Xbox? What will make you buy a PlayStation over an Xbox if every single game is on every single platform? I could think of something. Innovation. What can this console do over the other one? Feel of the controller. Maybe trust, brand loyalty. You got more stuff over the exclusive that you failed to realize that. Like, I remember y'all was talking about the controller. Oh, the controller of the PlayStation had the vibration. When did the last time y'all talk about the vibration of the controller? Or the trigger of the controller? I'm back. Have to watch a tutorial video. No, you're good. You're good. I'm just here talking.
At the Halo World Championships. This is not just wild. I feel like this is a statement about the fact that at this point, I almost believe that Xbox reviles their own fan base. They're basically at a point where they've said, hey, you guys let us here. You didn't buy stuff. You didn't show up. You didn't get your friends to buy it. It's just not worth it. We're just going to...
No, Dreamcast guy. They're not saying that. What they're saying is they're moving over to have a PC-like console because they start to realize that more people is moving over to PC. My nephew got a PC. My sister got a PC, even though it's Apple. Everybody that I know have a PC. I hate to say this, and this is my nephew telling me, consoles are more unk status now. If you have a console, you're pretty much the unk of the gaming community because y'all cry about the exclusive. Y'all cry about what platform y'all going towards. I hate to say this, it is the unk. It is about to be the old heads of of gaming because more people that are younger that are sitting there, they're saying, I want to make money. I want to stream. I want to go ahead and become a better competitor when it comes down to gaming. And guess what? What's the better platform to play? It's PC. You can have streaming recording. You can have dual GPUs to do both jobs, or do one job by putting in a program. You could do work, you could edit, you could create a business. You could do so much on PC. These younger cats in this generation is starting to realize, what's the point in buying a console if I could do all that on my PC, get a higher end graphics card, get a higher end CPU, and when I start streaming, all the power could be balanced. Like, look at me, like my PC. If you want to look at my PC specs, it's in the description. But it's strong enough to game and create content at the same time. That's something that a lot of old heads or a lot of unks is not realizing. Y'all stuck in the 90s. It's a meme in basketball where you got the younger generation saying it's not the 90s no more. This is the newer generation. And to be honest, it's starting to become true. Even though I still like Jordan, I still like Pippen, I still like Patrick Ewing, I still like Dennis Rodman. I'm still a fan of Penny Hardaway, Shaquille O'Neal, all those stuff I grew up on. But guess what? The younger generation don't care about that. And it's starting to show.
Go to where the money's at, whether it is PC or Nintendo or PlayStation. We're going to go where we actually get paid. Now, I've seen some people talking about the fact that do exclusives really matter? I do think they do. Like Ghost of Yote obviously just came out a couple weeks ago. Even with just 2 days of sales tracking, is now the 18th highest selling game of the year, number 4 October game.
Dreamcast guy, why would I spend over $500 just to play a game? Make that make sense to me. Why would I spend over $500 just to play one game? There's no reason why I'm going to spend over $500 just to play one game and stop playing it. That just doesn't make sense to me.
This is pretty good. That means that it sold the same amount of numbers as Ghost of Tsushima with a much lower install base.
Did it sell 80 million copies or 68 million copies on the platform? No. Get on Mario Kart 8 level.
So I think it's interesting that provably, I think that Nintendo is doing, of course, the smartest path, which is having all their own studios, making stuff as low budget as possible, making it exclusive forever, that kind of stuff. But I still feel like I like Sony's strategy. I just wish they would do it better. I feel like my main frustration is...
After losing $400 million off of a game where they cancel it in less than 2 weeks, and the last day was on the 6th when Starfield was a year old, and you think they're going to make their money back just to sell their own console and put their own game on there? You're not a business person. When you lose $400 million, it's time to be like, you know what? We need to make that money back. And since we could just go ahead and just port our games over to the other platform with no money whatsoever, might as well. I mean, y'all both run an x86. The only thing is y'all running a Linux-based operating system while Microsoft running Windows operating system. And guess what? Y'all don't even have to do that much hard work. Just put it on Xbox for PC. Playing Minecraft with mods and shaders on my Ally, you can get that console get canceled. I'm sorry, you can't get that on a console. Exactly. Get it canceled. No, you're right. You're totally right, Golden Apple. You can't get that shit on the console. You can't get that shit on the console. You can't. And going to be honest with you, I think the new the Xbox console that's going to come out in 2027, you probably come out it too. Not gonna lie.
Is that PlayStation puts out so little games. It's wild to me that when they cranked out the most exclusives ever, the PlayStation 4, it was exclusive. First,
you gotta understand this though, Dreamcast guy. The reason why they was pushing out exclusive is because they was on the PlayStation 3. It was coming out on the PlayStation 4. The PlayStation 3 was losing against the Xbox. So you know what they did? They planned. They looked at it. It's like, you know what? This is the worst console that we ever made. That losing to the Xbox. Let's go ahead and make games. Whatever game we could put on the PlayStation 3, we're going to put it on there. But let's go ahead and think about the PlayStation 4. They're not thinking about the now. They're thinking about the future. Why do you think they're not bringing out any games? Because they're concentrating on the PlayStation 6. It's logic. PlayStation 6. Matter of fact, they already got the APU for the PlayStation 6. It's going to be behind PC. Oh my gosh. I'm not even a business person, and I already know that this is... I already know how this business is going to run. Jeez. The thing about the future, don't get mad.
party and third party. They were actually going to people whose games were like 70% done and saying, hey, we'll help you finish it. We'll optimize it for the PlayStation 4, but you got to make it exclusive for 5 years. A bunch of people took those deals because the PS4 was...
Because people want the money now. If somebody told me, like, think about it. If I'm a small developer and somebody say, look, we want to give you $500,000 to create a game for 5 years, I'm going to take that shit. We're going to give you $2 million to make this game exclusive for 5 years. Cool. That's fine. I'm okay with that. You got people who making money like that. Why do you think Microsoft spent 69 nice $billion on fucking what you call it? On fucking ABK. You say you're not going to take $69 billion from Microsoft to just make games on their platform and then put it on other platforms to make more money? Jeez, it's that simple. Make more money by getting the bigger bag.
So big. I do feel like this generation, PlayStation just expects everything to come to PS5, and thus far they've been right. And it's making it where these really 10 out of 10 games. I love Ghost of Yotea.
Just because it looked nice, it's not a 10 out of 10. I got a feeling that if you could sell. Oh, this is perfect. There was this one dude, right? This one dude. He was talking about Apple fan. He was talking about Apple and Android. He said that Apple could sell a turd on a stick, and people will buy, and Apple fans will definitely buy it. While with Android, you're going to get more of a logical buy from them. And I think I could put this into the PlayStation thing. Sony could sell a turd on a stick. As long as you make the turd on a stick beautiful, they will buy it. Sony could sell PlayStation Fanboys a turd on a stick. As long as you shine it up, they'll be in awes. Because just because the game looked nice doesn't mean the game is going to have a great gameplay. And I think that was a lot of people failed to understand. And looking at this screenshot, the sword doesn't look amazing to me. The face mask doesn't look amazing. The hat looked kind of pixelated. The hands, the fingers, doesn't look that amazing. I feel like there's a lot of blur on the picture just to hide its fail. And guess what? The Microsoft version is Java. It's not Bedrock. It's the full thing. Yeah, I know that. I definitely know that. But continue. It doesn't look that amazing, Dreamcast guy. I feel like your eyes are failing. I think you need to get some glasses because it doesn't look that great.
A lot. I wish we got these more than like once a year at best, right? But I want to take a look at this tweet.
Well, when you ask for better graphics, it does take at least more than a year to create. And that's one thing I don't think a lot of people who expect more out of their games. Hold on one second. I got to stand up real quick. About to start being like, oh no, it's Alice, and start standing up a lot. There we go. Bring it down just a tad bit. Woo! My butt feels amazing. Let's go ahead and bring this over here. All right, let's continue.
By Tim Dog. Now, Tim Dog has done a bunch of Xbox leaking in the past. He definitely has a lot of sources and stuff inside of Xbox, but I think that a lot of his statements come from a place of jilted lover, which is that he has been a very Xbox diehard. I mean, admittedly, if you've ever heard of this guy, he literally, for the last 10 years, actually closer to 15 years, has been out here just banging the drum for Team Green. popping trophies, collecting stuff, being happy about the state of Xbox, and now he feels super annoyed that why has he ever cared about an Xbox console? He has said straight up he doesn't want to just build a Windows PC. He likes the console experience, and at this point, next gen probably is just going to be a hybrid Windows machine with a version of like a Game Pass app. But
so people don't want to build PC, but they all buy a pre-build. Okay, you're not building an Xbox. It's pretty much a pre-build console. Like, they're not trying to tell you, hey, you know what? Here go a controller. But what you need to do is build it yourself. They're not doing that. If you want a pre-build, buy a pre-build. That's what they're doing. You want an Xbox? Here you go. Here go an Xbox. You know, you get to play Steam, so you got an option to play it. Or you could just stick to the Xbox interface. You have options. And that's one thing I think a lot of fanboys on the console is afraid of. Options. They want the company to tell them what to do. And that's why we call them bootlickers, because if these console fanboys saying, oh, I just want a console to just game. First of all, your console just don't game. If that's the case, stick to a Nintendo entertainment system, Super Nintendo entertainment system, Sega Genesis, Sega Saturn, TurboGrafx 16, if you just want to play games. But no, even the first PlayStation was a entertainment system, because guess what? You could play CDs and play music. If it was just a gaming system, it would be just for gaming. Same thing with the PlayStation 2. You get to play DVDs. And matter of fact, my cousin, she watched more DVDs on the PlayStation than she played games. Matter of fact, 99.9% of the time, she only watched movies on her PlayStation 2. While the other 0.1% was playing games. Crazy, right? But yet, it's a gaming console that just play movies, right?
I want to take, he says, this is what I think is going to happen here. The era of Phil Spencer is done. He'll retire at the Game Awards. Either way, clearly not calling the shots. It is weird how little we see Phil Spencer these days, right? The rumors of hardware.
He got a family. Let him do what he want to do. Now, don't get me wrong. I think Xbox is doing some shady shit. Everybody's doing it. Even PlayStation. But I'm not going to sit there and say that they're trying to shut doors. They're trying to make money and go against Steam. I hate to say this, but if Sony don't do anything to try to compete with the Steam platform, I think Sony might be dead.
The things I heard, the sneakers, there was that leaker sneakers we made a couple of videos on. Sneakers have been posting these leaks that apparently there's just no manufacturing for next gen really right now. There's no like real actual even spin up of stuff happening with current gen. Apparently they have so many Xboxes in the warehouse, they're being told officially, don't even bother making Xbox Series X. We have so many sitting here, we'll sell them by the time next gen comes out.
So get rid of the old. What was it? Get rid of the old. I'm too old for this shit. So get rid of the old stock so we can get the new stock in. Imagine. I know.
The next Xbox being a PC hybrid with a marketing scheme to guise itself as an Xbox to go after the hardcores and go after the pre-built PC market.
Remember when Nintendo came out with a hybrid? Is a home console and a portable console, but y'all didn't get mad about that hybrid, but yet Xbox is giving you a console PC hybrid and y'all want to be mad about that. So why Nintendo get all the love for the Switch being a home console and a portable console compared to Xbox trying to do the same thing with their hybrid? Is it PlayStation trying to do a hybrid too? Hybrid. I mean, they're just everybody trying to be Priuses, getting two jobs done at once. Like, come on now.
Blue Ocean. This is like their weird Azure cloud-based service, a lot of their AI. This is what the talk is. Everything Microsoft is talking about right now is this stupid AI stuff.
Look, okay. Let me tell you something about AI, okay? I understand a lot of people getting mad at AI, artists, all that stuff. I get it. Even news people will get mad at AI because they all introduce the news a little bit better than what other people do. Don't get me wrong. I'm a type of dude that's like, you know what? I see where people are saying about AI and they're afraid of their jobs, stuff like that. But I'm actually a type of person where I'm like, I could use AI as a tool. I'm not going to use it like to create games and stuff. Now, if I need to get like mindset and talk to an AI, like again, I got my Google Pixel 8 Pro XL, and I'm an IT person, so I love to do stuff about IT. So yes, this is like the best AI phone you're gonna get. And I talked to Gemini for ideas, because when you got ideas, you really want to like try to talk out loud with some ideas. I've been doing that lately, like, okay, it's stuck on my head. What can I do? I got Gemini. So I pull up Gemini. I got her as a British lady. I love the accent. Sue me. I don't care. If somebody from the UK, yo, sup? I love a girl with accent. Like, oh my gosh. Oh man, a girl with accent. Whoo! If you like, it's something about it. Like, whoo. Something about the accent from the UK. Sweet. Should I go to the UK? I don't know. But man, y'all accent is gorgeous. But anyways, I talked to Gemini, and the thing is, to get ideas out, I kind of need the AI situation. Just because you're mad at AI because it could take your job, you know, if you're a fanboy, I don't really care. But I don't want nobody to lose their job. That's first and foremost. But to be honest, it's a tool, you know. Sometimes you need to talk to a voice. You need to talk to something that will respond back to you. And to be honest, I appreciate AI for doing that. Now, it's not going to tell me to create a game. It's just ideas, and it actually helps. It actually helps, trust me. And plus, you know how many videos you could get? Look at the Hassan. Shock, shock, shock. That song hit. Shock, shock, shock. I need to make that my intro.
Oh, the AI will write you emails. Oh, the AI will finish your spreadsheets. They're super, super all in on this idea. Basically have...
Shit, it actually helped me out. Not gonna lie, how many emails I have to write. Ooh, thank you, AI.
And this AI that'll help companies work. And a lot of the talk...
Here go a hot take. Since everybody want to call me a PC fanboy, here go a hot take. If you gotta use AI to give you upscales on games that should run perfectly on your GPU, that GPU should be $300 less. Because if you can't run the game natively at the native power, then that GPU should be costing $300 less than what it is. Because AI and upscaling should be a perk, not a feature. I like ChatGPT, but Copilot is so evasive. I really want to go ahead and check out Copilot, but since I got the Google Pixel and I do get a year of Gemini for free, Gemini is kind of a win for me. Not gonna lie, Gemini is pretty interesting.
About it publicly is that,
and I will try Copilot just to see how it is, but Gemini is a win for me.
They're basically trying to find a way to get every other company to buy into their AI marketing style thing. Hey, this will optimize your workplaces. They care about that way more than anything else. They don't care about...
Yeah. And it's funny because if you was trying to think about stocks, I will I don't know how much I put in Microsoft, but I did put some stock in Microsoft because of AI. I'm thinking about putting some in Google just because of the AI, because right now it's a selling point. Keeping it real, it's a selling point. Matter of fact, if I could get a job at Google, hit me up. I would love to work there. I'm not lazy. I'm going to give 110%. I'm going to go do everything I can to make sure the company is great. I'll be at every meetings. I'm not going to be lazy. I don't care. I will come to the office. I will come downtown to the office, Google. I will do everything I can to make sure this it will run nice. Trust me. Hey, telling you, those jobs, telling you, is beautiful. Especially if you're making six figures, $100,000, and I got to do what?
Word. They don't care about Xbox. All they care about is this AI right now, right? But here,
same thing as Nvidia. So what? They're a company. They're a $1 billion company, $1 trillion company. I'm sorry, $1 trillion company. They can do whatever they want. I don't care. Just do whatever you want. The only time I use AI for pictures is like if I'm making a thumbnail and I don't feel like dropping money to try to get a thumbnail, because I used to do my own thumbnails and they would be looking like trash. If you saw my Reforged gaming thumbnail, look a lot better because I use AI. Going to keep it 100%.
Here's the thing: in order to put processors to put the power into an Xbox that could run even the idea of this blue ocean tech, very likely next gen is going to cost $1,200 to $1,500.
No, I don't think it's going to run 12 to 15. You got to think about it. You got to think about the customers. You got to think about all of that. I think it's going to run. I think it might run $999. Keeping it real, it might run $999. And I guarantee you, people go switch over to PC. The next Xbox might be the last Xbox. The next PlayStation 6 might force PlayStation to start doing PC. Because when people realize they're dropping like $1,000 and they see videos like this, they're going to be like, I might as well just get a PC. I think the next Xbox and the next PlayStation, I think it's going to let regular customers know that I might as well just get a PC. Guarantee it. I want to say right now, I think the next console is going to force a lot of people to get a PC if they're $1,000 or $999.99. I think it's going to force a lot of people to move over to PC.
That way they get a profit with their 30% margin. He imagines it'll sell about 2 to 5 million consoles total for next.
Yeah, because think about it. People are just going to move over to PC. I don't see the difference.
Shit. This is ridiculous. I mean, this is...
What's ridiculous is y'all care about these plastic boxes and don't realize that they're just trying to make money going over to PC.
It's so pathetically destructive. And I have to admit that part of the funniness is the idea of Xbox of...
You know what? I hate how Dreamcast guy is like taller than me in this situation. So, yeah. We're both the same height, Dreamcast guy. So, boom. We're both the same height. And I'm going to fix that real quick. We're the same height, Dreamcast guy. We're the same height. I'm excited that Linux is going more because the operating system is so powerful and easy to use and not in your face like Windows. Yeah. So here's the thing I'm about to do. If you don't mind me telling you this, I'm going to have a 2-stream PC. I'm going to have a 2 PC setup. 2 PC setup. My main rig, I'm going to go ahead and downgrade my GPU and get an Intel B580 GPU, and the motherboard and everything that's from this PC right now is going to go into my Razer case. It's going to go into my Razer case because I'm going to go ahead and make that into a Razer PC with the cooler, all that stuff. That's just going to be my streaming PC. My gaming PC is all going to be NZXT because I like the H9 flow. I like it. So I'm going to have a 2-stream PC. And it's going to be both dual boot with the streaming PC, dual boot into Linux and Windows. And there's one Linux distro that I want to use, not Linux Mint, but something else. Looks super clean. Dual boot because I run Razer stuff and I kind of want to have the functionality of the Razer stuff. Don't hate the player, hate the fanboy here. And then my secondary PC is just going to be straight up NZXT. It's going to run Chimera OS. It is going to run Windows 11 just because if I want to play online, I can have it dual boot. Both PCs are going to have their own, for dual booting, both PCs going to have 4 terabytes. So two 4 terabytes of NVMe because I want to download all the games for both so I could dual boot. And for my stream PC, they're both going to run 2 terabytes so I could dual boot. And then whatever I download, it's gonna be only like download for video, stuff like that. If I need to, I will add regular SSDs onto the PC that I need to do editing and stuff. That's it. I don't care about the speed. That's what I'm going to do. That's the future of what I want to do. I want to do a 2 PC setup, one for gaming, one for streaming. And yes, I'm standing up, so...
All people saying, this strategy of exclusives doesn't work. Brother, you never...
Thank you, Golden Apples. I really want to do that because I really want like a Razer PC, but I want that, the GPU is Intel, even though I'm going to run an AMD CPU because reuse, reduce, reuse, recycle. I'm not trying to trash it, okay? I got my case that I'm going to build everything. And I might run a retro PC as well. Going to keep it real. It's going to run like nothing but retro PC. I got dry base and everything, and it's going to be powerful enough. If I build my nephew PC, I can use those pieces to run it, and that's the go. That's the go. This saying that's the go. But yeah, that's the go, and it's going to be it's going to be powerful enough, but it's also going to be a sleeper build. A sleeper build. Trust me, it's in here. It's in here.
Tried it. I mean, you're the guy who's never worked out, telling the guys that are actually working out that they're doing it wrong, right? Hit the gym, brother. What the hell? The writing is on the wall for Xbox. They are done. There's literally no point in owning.
I want to know what they're going to say in the future if Xbox do the correct thing. Trust me, I want to see what they do in the future.
The new Xbox whenever it releases. Satya Nadella is not interested in gaming and is all in on AI. The Game Pass model has collapsed. Failures and layoffs have destroyed the game dev morale. From a marketing standpoint, there is no FOMO. This, I think, is such an interesting point. I do think that the strongest outlier of exclusives, the biggest selling point, is not just, hey, we have this great game, don't you want to play it? It's that really good sense of, hey, don't you want to have this game the other people can't have?
Put out multiple platforms, Dreamcast guy. Just put out multiple platforms. It's not that hard. How you like that? Be looking at him.
I do think that ASRock sold a decent amount. I love ASRock.
Less than 2 million. Oh my gosh. Hold on. Did ASRock. Is it ASRock? He just called the CEO of Microsoft Nutella. Okay. Check this out. Okay. If we look right here, I know, I'll put it together. Sue me. If you look right here, ASRock has sold over 2.3 million copy as of March 2025. So we're in October, November next month, and that's my birthday. Woo! 39 years old. That's decent compared to 68.80. We're just going to say 69. Nice compared to this. I'm just saying, it looked like ASRock has sold less copy than Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.
a lot, but I do think it also created an interesting sense of FOMO, where you start to see like Nintendo people who have obviously some of the best, historically best platformers of all time, seeing ASRock and going, damn, do I want a PlayStation? Damn, do I want to...
Why do I want to spend over $500 to play one game? That is not smart money management. Like, it's not. And look, I know I bought these Razer products, this camera right here, which I actually start to like. Ooh, it made me look clean. Don't get me wrong, I got a 4K webcam and I got a nice keyboard. Yes, all this stuff I bought, you don't need. Trust me, you don't. I chose these parts, but to keep it real, do not buy them. Buy something that's a lot cheaper and a lot, you know, more reliable. You know, don't get me wrong, Razer stuff to me is reliable because I don't have, besides my phone and my chair, other than that, I like the Razer stuff. It's been lasting for a good moment, you know. I got a Canon camera, I got a Razer webcam, I got these headphones, which feels so nice. I love these headphones. I got this microphone, would cost me $50, but it's not Razer, but it's connected to my Razer thing. All this stuff I have, yes, I bought with my own money and I waited and I saved and all that stuff. But you don't need the Razer stuff. Like these key lights, they're Razer too. They're connected in the ecosystem, but you don't need all this stuff. But why would anybody will spend $500 for one game? It doesn't make sense.
Like, wait to have to come to PC and get a Steam Deck? Like, whoa, what do I have to do to actually experience that? FOMO is such a system seller. And
I have a Razer keyboard. It's solid. Yeah, it's a solid keyboard. Like, my Razer keyboard is really solid. I like my Razer keyboard. It's pretty nice. I will probably do a stream where after I finish building all my stuff, I'm just going to do a stream, not a stream, but a video of what my setup is after I build a 2 PC setup. It's going to be nice. Other than that, FOMO is this pretty much the dopamine level. When people have the FOMO, is this hitting the dopamine level? You telling me that you can't control how you feel and you're gonna go ahead and buy it just because it's out there. You could control what you control what you can buy. FOMO is not a thing. It's just a mental thing. That's all it is, mental thing. Like the Nintendo Switch 2. I wanted the Nintendo Switch 2. I thought using the Joy-Con as a mouse seemed really, really innovative. I think it was great because I wanted to play Metroid Prime 2, this and that, and the third. But after I found out it's going to be $450, $500 with the Mario Kart bundle, it's going to be $530 now because it's almost past its date to sell for $500. And after not owning the console and saying, oh, you can't do whatever you want, games being expensive and stuff, I told myself I'm not going to support I'm not going to support Nintendo if they're going to take these actions, because guess what? I care about the consumer, and if I say I'm not going to buy it, I'm not going to buy it. Why do you think I'm going with a Intel GPU over a NVIDIA? Because when NVIDIA was going after other creators and was scared about what people was talking about their GPUs and stuff and trying to silence them and everything, I told myself I will never buy for myself. If I bought it for somebody else, that's a different story. That's for them. But for me, I will never buy for me personally to put in my rig. I will never buy a NVIDIA GPU. I'm strictly saying with AMD or Intel. And guess what? I would like to buy an Intel GPU for my streaming PC. It's not FOMO, it's the mindset, it's the dopamines. You gotta make sure you snap that in the bud, because guess what? I'm a big fan of Big Red. It's my favorite drink. When I sip on that, it's gonna be delicious. That's my dopamine hitting. Pretty much FOMO. But guess what? You gotta have that strong mindset in order to stop the FOMO. It's not a serious thing. You just have to stop it in the bud. Nip it in the bud. I know you could do it.
It's also just free marketing. It creates that word of mouth buzz. Now, the thing I wanted to end with is two things. One, I do think other companies are making so much.
I want to keep it real. I saw a PlayStation 5 in real life, and that thing is one of the ugliest consoles I have ever seen in my whole entire life. I don't like the look of it. It's weird. Like, to me, the Xbox looked more elegant. The PlayStation 5 is more of a preference type of situation. But to me, when you lay it on the side, it looked like a George Foreman grill. When you stand it up on the side, it looked like a Wi-Fi router. The Xbox just look a lot cleaner, in my opinion.
Profit, they can afford price cuts. They are basically getting ready to do Black Friday sales and stuff.
How can you afford price cuts if your company don't cost like $1 trillion? This put that in my. I'm just trying to put that together.
I don't think you're going to see any Black Friday sale whatsoever from Xbox this year, but.
And if they do a Black Friday sale, what are you going to say about it? I mean, we got November.
I saw this very long argument from a bunch of Xbox journalists and Xbox fans. You can see Jazz Courtney here saying that, it's popular to hate on Xbox right now.
Yeah, pretty much. Like people say it's popular to hate on Sony. I'm not hating on Sony. I call them out when they make bad decisions. I'm calling out Xbox when they make bad decisions. I'll call out Nvidia. I could call out AMD. I could call out Intel. I could call out anybody. It doesn't mean that it doesn't mean that we're going to glaze over them. We're going to call them out because we want the company to do better. I want Sony to do better. I want Nintendo to do better. I want Xbox to do better. Intel, AMD, Nvidia. I want everybody to do better. It's just not. It's not a thing to hate. But when you got fanboys going on here making false allegations and all that stuff, guess what? We gotta call you out too.
Popular. Everybody's just bashing on Xbox because it's just the cool thing to do. And it's like, brother, it's not popular to be mad at them. It's right to be mad at them. They are stemming the tide. They won't do anything worthy of this. This is spurting everywhere, bro. You can't be serious.
I mean, you're talking to the Axeman, who is a big Xbox fan, and isn't. One thing I'd start to realize with the Sony fanboys is the Sony fanboys want my Xbox fanboys to speak out, but I don't think they understand how actions speak louder than words. Me, I'm not buying a Nintendo Switch 2. I'm not going to buy a Xbox. I'm not going to buy a PlayStation. When I learn more about Linux, I am going to go to a dual boot, and then as soon as I learn how to use Linux even better, I'm going to switch over to Linux 100% and leave Windows behind. I'm not going to buy a AMD card. I'm not AMD, but Nvidia card. I don't buy Apple stuff except when my sister said she wanted a MacBook, and I was helping my mom making her setup so she could start streaming. Guess what? I had no choice but to buy Apple, but it wasn't for me. It was for the family member. That's the only time I will say I will buy the system for a family member or friend. Those are the only time I will break that rule. Other than that, you're not going to see me use Nvidia ever. AMD or Intel. You want to know why? Because I don't say that I'm not going to support them. I show you I'm not going to support them. Even my camera, I could have went with a Sony camera, but I got Canon. So, what do you expect? I don't let my words speak for itself. I rather let my action do it.
Here's something interesting is that Jez Corden essentially is trying to claim.
Also, when you got a whole bunch of people canceling their Xbox Game Pass subscription, I think that's a sign saying they're not up for that. But when PlayStation increased their prices, y'all say something about it, but y'all don't do nothing about it.
That Phil Spencer and Sarah Bond, they have actually been doing a lot behind the scenes to keep Xbox as together as it is. And I guess I find this to be incredibly odd because by any measurable metric, Xbox has been a catastrophe. And I guess maybe you could say, oh, the Phil Spencer era, the last 12 years, they're better than they could have been, right? The Xbox...
I want to know what they'll do if they was in charge I feel like they'll drop the company no matter which one they go to, Xbox, PlayStation, or Nintendo. I feel like they'll fail as a CEO for the company because they will not know how to make money. That's how I feel about it. And plus, wasn't y'all tripping about Jim Ryan for making horrible mistakes and stuff? Which I don't think he did horrible mistakes, because he gave y'all The Last of Us, I guess. I don't know. I don't know anything about Jim Ryan. He retired. He's out of it. I don't care.
One generation was a dumpster fire. The Xbox One generation was unsalvageably bad, right? So I guess I just don't...
Yeah, but that wasn't Phil Spencer's fault. That was somebody else's fault. I forgot. Remember the dude say, there's another thing you could get besides the One is the 360. Same thing with Doug Browser. Get the Switch One.
Understand the mentality of saying, oh, it's bad, could have been worse, right? All right, so 5 rooms of the house burned down. It could have been 6. I guess I don't understand now at the very end trying to sort of prop up Phil Spencer and Sarah.
I know a lot of people think I'm glazing Xbox, which I'm not. I'm not really glazing Xbox. I'm not going to glaze a company because they don't pay me or anything like that. I think they're looking towards the future because I feel like they're looking at, because you got a whole bunch of smart people in the company, right? A whole bunch of smart people. Give me 1 second real quick. Gotta turn on these lights. Ooh, that feels so much better. The light is going to brighten it up. But I feel like they hire these cats for a reason. I don't think they're looking at the now. I think they're looking towards the future. Look at Apple. Apple was like, they wasn't innovative, but you have these people who was looking towards the future when the iPhone came out, with the iPad. You got all these people looking towards the future, trying to make computing as easy as possible. That's why they're trash when it comes down to gaming. But they was looking towards the future when Steve Jobs passed and everything. They was worrying about money. They were trying to make as much money as possible. Then you see right now, their stocks is starting to drop from what they're used to. The phones coming out looking the same, feeling the same, so on and so forth. Then you had options where it's like Samsung, Google, you had Red Magic, you had all these other companies surpassing Apple. A lot of people is like, this feels boring. Now, don't get me wrong, I like the new look of the Apple iPhone 17 because I think I'm more of a Google Pixel fan. Even the Google Pixel, not Google Pixel, I'm sorry. Even the Apple iPhone 17 Air look good, but I'm going to keep it real. I'm never going to use an iPhone because I just don't like Apple. But people starting to look at Apple and say, oh, the design is ugly. Well, it looked different. It looked good, actually. I like it. But they're trying to look at it. Now look at it. Their AI, Apple Intelligence. They have to use ChatGPT. Guess who's ahead? You got Copilot. You have Google. You got Google Gemini. You have Grok, or whatever you want to say, from Twitter. From X. You got more AI system out there that's way better than Apple because Apple is still stuck in their ways, not being open forum, stuff like that. And guess what? Now they're dropping because they're not up to date anymore. So you not looking towards the future. You're looking at right now is the future, Dreamcast guy. And if Sony don't look towards the future, they might fall because of their own wrongdoing.
Bond at this point. I truly don't understand it. I've seen a lot of people in the Xbox community extremely mad at Jez. I've even heard of people saying that they don't want to work with him or associate with him because he has insider info. He's done a lot of Xbox.
I don't know who Jez is. I'm not going to trust Jez. And when you got someone saying something that's don't understand what other people is talking about and people trying to explain and he's not catching on, then it's understandable why people is not talking towards that person. It's just that simple. It's like they're going to say 2 + 2 = 5, but everybody's saying no, it's 4, so on and so forth, but he's not going to change his mind. That's basically what it is. And it's not the fact that he know 2 + 2 is 5. It's more of an example. It's more of, you're not going to change your mind based off what everybody's trying to tell you. This is not what we're thinking. He's not going to look into it.
Leaks, but a lot of people think that he's like trying to go down with the Titanic. He just wants to defend Xbox until every game is bad, until every studio is shut down. He's just going to be there trying to spin.
I think your definition of bad is not giving you the best graphics, not giving you the best story mode, but you fail to understand the gameplay is actually really good. I'm not saying Xbox games or Microsoft games are really good. I'm just saying I feel like if it's not better graphics for him, I don't think if it doesn't have a better storyline, to him, it's going to be horrible. I think that's Dreamcast guy mindset.
And spin and spin. And I gotta say that I'm not even hating on the guy. I almost just find it baffling. A lot of this Xbox loyalty has withered up and blown away. It's dust in the wind. But it is still just this final remnants that makes me think, okay, what comes next? Is there...
Competing against Steam. Even their ROG Ally X had a Steam-like OS for Microsoft Xbox.
Going to be a massive acquisition? Are we actually going to see things like Call of Duty being sold off as a separate company? Are we going to see all this gutted and just turned into more AI branding? Are we going to actually see them try and sell, like, I don't know, 343 Industries merges with Bungie's Shell and becomes a PlayStation studio?
You know what I think Microsoft is doing? This is what I think Microsoft is doing, okay? Just follow me on this real quick. What I think Microsoft is doing is they looking at Steam and they want to give you, it's like this. Okay. Let me explain it a little bit better. I want to make a gaming PC only for gaming to put in the living room so I could grab my controller, sit back on the couch, and play games with just a controller. What I think, but I don't want to play. I don't just want to play on a console. I want to feel like I got an option to feel like I'm on a PC. I think Microsoft, what they're trying to do is they're trying to give you an OS where you could just download, just like Steam, you could download the Steam OS onto a full AMD build, and you can have a console-like PC in the living room just to play games. Same thing with Microsoft. I think they're looking at what Steam is doing, so that's why they give you a gaming-only OS from Windows, so you could download and put it onto a console-like PC in the living room that will feel like the Xbox evolved to where you could build your own PC and download that OS instead of having like a lot of bloatware and stuff. Will it cost money to get it? I think so, but if they want to compete with Steam OS before it evolved into the Steam living room type of situation, I think they're going to have to do it for free. That's what I believe wholeheartedly, because they're competing with Steam. They're looking at the future instead of looking at today and the past. While Sony, they're looking towards now and in the past, where they're failing to realize Microsoft is actually not competing with us, but they're competing against everybody. And Steam is the leader of gaming.
I'm curious about how bad and how bloody the end of the end will be. I don't know. These are some sick, feverish, half thought out thoughts. Tell me your thoughts in the comments down below. And if you could.
Yeah, I think they're just trying to compete with Steam. They leaving the console behind. They're leaving the console behind, like, for real. Oh, geez. I kind of messed up. Give me 1 second. I'm going to pull up some J. Barre that's under Astro Cyborg. Thank you, Astro, for putting this up. I'm going to pop this up right here. Boop. Shock, shock, shock. Dang, that song stuck in my head. All right. So I don't know what J Bart. Jay Barry, we're going to have to talk. Okay? This right here, what you have, is too small. You cannot have it too small for your viewers. Most people is looking, because I got my stream on my phone, is looking on the stream through their phone. I cannot see that. Matter of fact, let me turn my bright down. I cannot see that, Jay Barry. Look at that. I can see myself. I can see myself. I know. I can see myself, but I can't look at your chat. It's too small. It's coming from a cell phone, Jay Barry. Coming from a cell phone, Jay Barry. And you're like, yay, big. Let me show you. Let me do some skills. I don't like to show people this. They cannot read it. They cannot read. They cannot read it. It's too small. What I will do is I go over here. Look like you're on a PC. You see where it says zoom? I'll put that all the way up to 200, maybe 300. And that's what I do. I actually made your look a lot better. I'm not going to lie. But let's continue watching this to see what's going to go on. You can see me big, and you're hella small. Like, you're super small on my cell phone screen. But let's continue.
Let's not go back to last gen when people cared about exclusives on the Microsoft side and on the Xbox side. And exclusives were still something that was still very important. It wasn't until really the end of last generation and going into this generation where people were trying to utilize this.
Is this Jay Barry? Like, I don't know if it's Jay Barry. Did he actually? Oh, it's Persona. Persona. I know Jay Barry and Persona is kind of like the same cat, or they're friends, but Persona. Too small. You're in a corner. Whatever.
Oh yeah, exclusives are bad and anti-consumer and gatekeep and this and that and da-da-da-da-da, whatever the case may be. But then you have situations like this where, you know, let's go to the ABK deal.
Okay. Here's the thing. It is anti-consumer for companies to just own the property. Matter of fact, if you want to be real, PlayStation have a monopoly on their own store. Let me explain. I was searching for a horror game. And the PlayStation horror game, the one, the story mode, and you get to choose a choosing, and then it's like walking, and you have to, and then, you know, walking, stuff like that. I forgot the game name, but it came out the same time. It was a remake that came out the same time as the PlayStation 5. It was PlayStation 5 PC, right? Cool. I went to GOG, right? GOG is a place I go and look at games to find cheaper game, or I go to CD Key, right? Let's say CD Key. I think I saw in CD Key, right? They had both versions on CD Key, right? PlayStation and Steam. This game was $70, $69.99, so we're just going to say $70. You get the Steam version. It was $40, $39.99. This just came out. Steam version, $39.99 from the $70. It was $39.99 off of CD Key. You click on the PlayStation version. Guess how much it was on the PlayStation version from CD Key? $69.99, $70. Couple things. Number one, why is the PlayStation version on the store of the PlayStation, where they own the game because they create the game $70 where I'm just getting the digital copy. It doesn't make sense. If it was on a different store, that's understandable, but on CD Key, it's just cheaper to get the Steam version. But on its own store, it's $70 instead of a simple $40 where you can save more money because it's their own game. They're not spending that much money, and you're not getting a physical copy. Why is it the Steam version was a lot cheaper than the PlayStation version? And number two, how is that fair? You're just telling, you made it $70 on other stores so you could get it on PlayStation if you own a PlayStation. That's where the monopoly come from. Games that you get onto the PlayStation Store is a lot expensive. That's why you got that lawsuit over in the UK. Why is it more expensive on their own platform? Is a investigation that they're going through. That's the monopoly part. You're not saving any money if you go to a different place like you do with Microsoft and Steam games. That's why there's piracy. Even Gabe Newell say piracy is not a game problem, but it's a service problem. That's why Steam don't care if you get it anywhere. You could just get it at lower the price. So yes, the exclusive part, it is holding back people for buying it, because if I gotta buy that game and only play it on PlayStation, why would I spend $500 for one game and I'm not going to touch it? I'm sorry to explain this to you, but I'm not going to buy a PlayStation just to play one game and let it sit there. Oh, you can sell it. I'm not going to get my money back. So that's the reason why exclusive is horrible. It doesn't matter. If you want to sell your console, think of innovative ways to sell your console. That's it. Period. If you can't think, that's why I say, I think you could sell Sony Fanboys an exclusive turd for a PlayStation on a stick. As long as you make it look pretty, it will sell.
If exclusives are anti-consumer, they're bad for the business, they're bad for the industry, why is there a need for Microsoft to purchase any of these companies, ZeniMax or?
Going to keep it real? Because if PlayStation bought it, they'll make it only for their own platform. Even Sony said in that whole entire lawsuit, even Sony, Jim Riley said in that whole entire lawsuit that they will make it exclusively only for the PlayStation if they had it. Microsoft was arguing about that, and yeah, that was the thing. Look at what happened with the 360. Yeah, you had to wait a month, and that was horrible. But you had it on both platforms. But when PlayStation 4 came, PlayStation gave more money to ABK to tell them to release the game. To release the maps a year later, because this was a yearly release. Remember, a yearly release. PlayStation was getting more maps on their platform because Sony paid for it. And then Xbox get it a year later. That was in the whole entire argument, whole entire lawsuit. And you say that wasn't like horrible? It wasn't horrible to you because you had a PlayStation. You already was reaping the benefits of what Sony was giving to you. But what about all the people that had Xboxes? What about the people that own Nintendos? They couldn't get the game because they could have made a game for a Nintendo system. They didn't get one. The game was the same game that you get on the PlayStation on the Xbox. It was the same CPU. It was the same APU. But they didn't get it. That was exclusive content that they paid for to put on their system to sell more systems. They sold a lot of PlayStation 4 just because of that. You see what I'm saying? That's why exclusive is bad. And when Microsoft bought it, guess what? They put it on all platforms with all the maps. That's why exclusives are horrible. I hate exclusive, and exclusive need to die. Why? Why both games are the same, but I get the maps later? That's horrible.
For ABK, why were you so adamant and so in favor of such an acquisition? What benefit do you get from that as a gamer if you are?
Because everybody could play the game, and I'm not hold hostage to a platform. That's the reason why I want to be honest, that's the reason why I want Microsoft to buy ABK. To make sure everybody get the same experience no matter what platform you're on. That's the reason why I support it. Because if Sony had it, they would have made it only exclusive. I'm happy that they bought it due to that. Now, are they doing the correct way to run ABK? No. But I can give credit where credit is due. You didn't get the worst version of Call of Duty. You didn't get the worst version of Call of Duty. You got the same exact version of Call of Duty on the Xbox. Sony would have done something like the same. You got to wait a whole year for a map. But y'all don't care about that. Y'all just care about your plastic box instead of thinking about everybody else.
For already getting these games because of some exclusive skin, an exclusive beta time window? Absolutely not. There is no way that is your reasoning for why Microsoft needs to buy a $70 billion company like Activision Blizzard.
Yes, because guess what? If Sony bought it, it would have been the same thing. And you wouldn't argue about that. I want freedom for people to play on any platform, whatever game it is. I don't care what platform it is. You should have the capability to play the game on any platform you want. Did I get mad at people playing Phasmophobia on the console? No, more people get to play. You want everything to be on your platform. You want everything to be coming to you first. You don't want to share. But let me tell you something. These companies don't care about you. And that's the thing that you don't understand. I'm more of freedom for everybody to play platform. You just want everybody to own one platform that will not give you the innovation that would have made your platform great without the other platform. I'm not here defending Sony. I'm not here to defend Microsoft, Nintendo, AMD, Intel, Nvidia. I'm not here to defend anybody. But you're sitting here saying you're not for the, you don't want, just because you say you want this and that, that's not the real reason. No, it is the real reason. Because Sony got away with a lot of stuff and you just turned the other cheek. That's why I went to PC, because these companies do not care about the consumers. And I'm not going to say AMD is anything good, because they still got more strides to do to compete with Nvidia when it comes down to streaming.
Oh, because big bad Google or Amazon might buy them? Are you kidding me? That's so, they can't buy them, but Microsoft is the right choice because Microsoft is doing good for gaming.
Stadia. Do you really want to stream all your games? I mean, all your Call of Duty games, all the games from Activision Blizzard off of Stadia? Do you really want that to happen? We already saw what, and look, listen, I own Google products. I own Google products. The Pixel, I got the Google Nest, I got some more Google stuff. I just can't find them right now. I got a Google alarm clock. But at the same time, I didn't like Google, I didn't like the Google streaming gaming service. I can't even think about what it was. What was it? Yeah, I didn't like it. It was the streaming service. It was horrible when you don't have the great internet. So you wanted that? Yeah, they could have bought it, but it would be horrible, and you would have had a different tune when it comes down to that. You would have said, Xbox, you should have bought it.
These were the talking points and the arguments of the shit that people were saying 2 years ago for ABK. This is what they were saying. And so for me, I'm like,
thank you, Stadia. Crap. I'm old. I am old.
and listen, Pepperidge Farm doesn't forget.
Oh, I didn't forget that y'all was complaining about y'all saying Pepperidge Farm. It was funny because didn't y'all talk about controllers while Xbox was coming out with different controllers, but y'all didn't say nothing about the controllers for PlayStation? Pepperidge Farms, remember? What about prices increase all around the world besides America? Pepperidge Farms, remember? And then y'all complaining about the price increase with the Xbox. Pepperidge Farms, remember? Ooh, here's go one. If you don't know, if you look at the controller of the PlayStation, you realize you got an X button, which is not really an X button. It's actually a cross button because since the system was made in Japan, we got to do it correctly. The X is not an X, it's a cross. And guess what? Cross mean bad luck in Japan. That's why the circle was the confirm. So guess what they did? Instead of being X as confirm and circle being cancel, the X was cancel and the circle was confirmed. When the PlayStation 5 came out, they swapped that over in Japan. So when they hit the X button, it was confirmed. But guess what? Y'all didn't, no PlayStation fanboy was talking about it because it was so used to their controller and their controller stream. Pepperidge Farms, remember? $70 game increase, and y'all say, oh, it's for the developers. But guess what? Developers still giving us microtransaction, all that stuff, and the game's not completed. Y'all say $70 will help complete the game, but yet we still getting bug games. Pepperidge Farms, remember? What about Concord? Concord cost $400 million, but then y'all want to talk about studios closing, but then when we found out Concord cost $400 million to make, y'all didn't say a thing. Yeah. So you sitting here talking about the ABK deal, and you still feeling salty about that. What about what Sony been doing? And again, I'm not going to say Microsoft is perfect or Sony's perfect. They're both companies trying to make your money. But to be honest with you, I'd rather have Microsoft buy ABK to make sure the games go to every single platform, because the track of PlayStation is kind of disgusting. And I'm happy they bought it, because guess what? They haven't went back on their word saying, oh, it's going to be exclusive. They still putting it on PlayStation. They still putting it on PC. But yet you fail to realize that Sony would have made it exclusive by giving them money for a whole year. Come on now.
Pepperidge Farm remembers. Ladies and gentlemen in the chat, I know y'all remember a lot of those talking points of why this is important. About, well, you know, Call of Duty is. People thought COD was going to be exclusive. Then they said it's not going to be exclusive. And oh, well, you know.
No, it wasn't going to be exclusive. That's just rumors. When rumors go out, y'all think it's true. That's why I don't listen to rumors, especially being a Knicks fan. When Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant was talking about all that, and then we might get the first draft pick for Zion Williamson, which I'm happy that we didn't. I want to keep it real. When people was like saying, "Oh, we getting them," I'm like, yeah, I don't think I'm going to trust them. They went to Brooklyn. Please, that was dodge bullet, telling you the truth.
Yeah, that should remain multi-plat, but then all the single-player games, and this is going to be exclusives, and we still going to have Halo exclusive, and this is exclusive. Like, it was all these talking points of why this is good for the gamer, or excuse me, why this acquisition or what's happening is good for the industry.
So you don't care about playing Halo on your PlayStation? This is the reason why I say exclusive is one of the most dumbest things you can ever go to. Because you're locked out, gotta spend an extra $500 for a box that you're probably just going to play the game only once. Why don't you not buy a box and just buy the game, or use Game Pass, or just rent it? Because you may not like the game. That's why I always tell people, if you're going to build a PC, don't build a $1,000 PC. Build something that is cheap, entry level. But no, you're thinking about big, that is going to last. And then when you realize that you're not going to be a PC fan, you're going to say, this PC cost me $3,000 and I'm not using it that much. This was a waste of money. No, it's not a waste of money. If you kept your expectation to the minimum and bought your stuff for $500-$600 and have it built, and then you try it, if you don't like it, you could be like, oh, I didn't like PC, but at least I didn't spend over $1,000 on a PC. I didn't care about the 8K or the 4K. I just wanted to see if the PC platform was right for me. And now I realize it's not right. But at least I spent $600 on this, and I don't need to play games. If I want to play games, I could play games, but then I could just get work done. I could stream. I could like get stuff done. Now you made that gaming PC that you thought you were going to play at $600 into a, hey, it's just a regular PC. I would have spent 3 times just to get it to work. But no, you're thinking about big. You're thinking about, I need to spend $4,000, $5,000 and everything. But then you start using it, you'll be like, this thing trash. I should never spend my money like that. That's the thing I try to tell people when they're trying to get into the PC world. Do not spend over $600, $700. Don't even get to $1,000. But no, you don't want to listen. You want the best of the best. That's why when I had this discussion with somebody from GameStop, he was trying to get a PC, but he wanted to spend that much money. I was like, that's dumb. He's like, well, I was like, okay, try to sell me an Xbox. Because he was an Xbox fan. Yeah, this is the Xbox, 2 terabytes, blah, blah, blah. And then I was like, all right, I tried it. I came back. I felt like I wasted my money. He's like, wow, it's the best of the best. I'm like, but I didn't want to spend that much. If you told me to get the entry level to try it, then I could be like, you know what? It's not my cup of tea, but at least I didn't spend $600 on something that I would have been mad about. Then he saw it like that. He's like, oh, okay, I understand now. Of course. So he made a build for $800, and you know what he told me? You're right. You was completely right. I didn't need to spend that much money on a PC, and I'm still going to go with PC, but I'm not going to spend that much money because it doesn't make sense if I'm just going to game. There we go. And not only that, you can always find deals. So when you try to get into PC, I always tell people just to spend less than $1,000 and you will not regret it.
Good for Game Pass, because that was the other talking point. Oh, well, games are going into Game Pass, so, I get to pay a subsidized rate.
Did anybody forgot about Quick Resume?
For this game that would normally be $60 or $70, and it really won't be any blowback from that. We're seeing that blow up in people's face. Where now Game Pass is now tiered off when it comes to even day and date. And
okay, so what about more expensive to play all your games from PlayStation 1 to stream for 3 on your expensive thing? What about backwards compatibility of your PlayStation 3, 2, and 1 after you've been collecting throughout your whole entire childhood? What about the fact that you couldn't play PlayStation 3, 2, and 1, PlayStation 3, 2, and 1 games on your PlayStation 4? You sitting here wanna say, oh, Xbox bad, this and that, and third. I'm gonna say this. The company is horrible. It's terrible. I'm always going to say that. But you can't sit there and say your platform is this goody two shoes. Because if it went all the way where they say, no, you're not going to get it, I guarantee you Sony would have gave money to Activision Blizzard just to keep stuff off of other platforms, because they've been doing that ever since. They did that during the PlayStation 1 era. They've been doing that for the PlayStation 2 era. They've been doing that for the PlayStation 3 era, because I think a lot of people forgot Sony was a juggernaut back in the 90s. They had the funds after Nintendo came to them and talking about making a CD-based add-on for their Nintendo. People forgot that Sony wanted to name it the PlayStation. How do people forget about that? If you're young, understand. I get it. You're young. You didn't grow up in the 90s, so you didn't see this. Sony been doing this for years. They was the top dog in the 90s. They had TVs. They had stereo systems. They was making movies. Sony and Philips created together the compact disc. Why you think the games was a lot cheaper on their PlayStation? Because them and Philips was together creating the technology. They're not a good company. Same thing with Xbox, Nintendo, all of them. They're not great companies. They just want to make money. That's all it was.
Now you're even paying a higher price, which shout out to my boy Sean Layden. That's my boy. You know, he coming to the cookout next year. You understand? Big shout out to my boy Sean Layden. I'm sure he probably listening, sipping his coffee, laughing as well. Well, not laughing, but shaking his head in agreement with me. But also kind of the roosters come home to roost, because Sean Layden been talking about all this for years. And people push back. Oh, well, you know, Sean doesn't know what he's talking about because Sean got fired from PlayStation. All this dumb shit. Listen, ran one of the most successful businesses in gaming. You think he's not privy to knowledge? Now they trying to get at my boy Mike Ybarra.
Not gonna lie, going to keep it real. If there's, I'm gonna say Gabe Newell might be more successful due to what he been doing in the gaming community. You know, giving you cheap games, giving you options, giving you ways to play your games. Honestly, keeping it real, I think that Gabe Newell might be better.
They got the pitchforks out for my boy Mike Ybarra. Ybarra is, yo, haymaker. Woof, woof, woof. My boy is throwing haymakers left and right, and they can't handle it. And these are people in key top positions.
Because if you think about it, Steam is the one that created a distro where not only you can play your games, but since most of the games from Steam cannot play in Linux, they're the one that came out with Proton, so you can play with it. So you can play. And actually, if you want to keep it real, if it's not exclusives, you could look at Steam and it will break everybody's argument when it comes down to exclusive on console. Steam created the Steam Deck. They could have kept everything off of Windows, but they didn't. They're the one that created the VR headset, but they let you play any headset on their piece, on their Steam, on Valve. They came up with the Steam machine, the concept, but everybody else was making Steam machines. So it wasn't like locked down to one platform. You could do that with the Steam Deck as well. Steam controller, they could have locked down the controller just for Steam so you don't play with no other controller, but they say, you know what, doesn't matter what controller you play, boom, there you go. You can play with any controller you want. They could just sell Steam-only games. Valve-only games, but they gave everybody opportunities to play onto Steam. It's not the fact of having only exclusive items on your platform. It's how your service and how your innovation is going to sell. Because guess what? They're still making billions and billions and billions of dollars every year. You want to know why? Because Steam is not locked down like PlayStation, Xbox, and Nintendo. That should be, instead of looking at Microsoft with ABK and all that stuff, and then you saying exclusive, how can exclusive sell hardware? You realize a lot of people don't buy Steam Decks. They buy other platforms. You know, when the concept of the Steam machine was a thing, other companies was making Steam Decks ideas. You want to go ahead and argue about what can, if exclusive does not, if exclusive does not matter, what can we do? How about making your service 100 times better? And that's where I think Microsoft is starting to do. Microsoft is looking like at Steam and saying they got something. And guess what? They're giving you choices, because nobody don't want to go to McDonald's and buy chicken nuggets all the time or Big Macs all the time. You don't go to you go to McDonald's to get Big Macs, I understand, but how many people buy Big Macs? Not a lot. How many people buy Whoppers from Burger King? Not a lot. You have options. Imagine you go into a store and your only imagine go to Burger King, your only option is Whoppers. Going to McDonald's and your only option is Big Macs. That's all it is. If you want to look at if exclusive cannot sell, I mean, if exclusive doesn't sell the platform, then how can we get the platform to sell? Look at Steam. Look at Steam. Because they're the one that's telling you you don't need exclusives to sell your systems. And Microsoft getting it. And I wish Sony get it too. And Nintendo.
These are people in key roles, in key positions, telling you what is what is and isn't sustainable, what is and isn't working when it comes to Xbox, what isn't working when it comes to Game Pass, what isn't sustainable when it comes to the model around it.
I think he got another video, so I'm about to go to it.
Come back. And see, here's the thing. Here's the thing that I hate when people say this too, because it's almost like you spitting in somebody's face. Oh, well, you know, nothing's really, you know, when you talk about investing in a brand, investing in a console, investing in an...
Not gonna lie, that's the cringiest thing I ever heard. Look, if I invest in a console, I expect to get money. Okay? If I'm not making money off of consoles, there's no investment at all. You're just investing, you're just putting in time that you're not getting paid from. Okay? Dude, it's a fucking hobby. Gaming is a hobby. Okay? You're not making money off of it. You call it investment. Now, I put some money in Microsoft stocks, but I investing in stocks to make money in the future. That's where I invest the money, in stocks. When you say you investing into a console, to me, that's like the cringiest thing ever. Me, I invest into a PC because I just don't game off a PC. If I just game off of a PC, then I'm not investing. I'm just gaming as a hobby. I make money off of PC because guess what? I got paid from doing PC stuff, aka I built my PC, aka certifications, aka I made $5 off of streaming one day. I mean, I'm not asking for money. I never asked for money, but somebody say, "Hey, here go $5." I was like, "Oh, I just made money." I actually made money investing, and I'm not talking about just gaming. I'm talking about doing more than what it is, because you could go ahead and make money off of a PC, but you really is playing games as a hobby, watching videos, stuff like that. So when you say investing in a console, unless you're getting money back, it's not investment.
Ecosystem. People want to see kickbacks from that. Kickbacks being, I'm buying into your brand, I'm buying into your ecosystem, I should be rewarded as such. Part of that is that individuality, right?
What do you mean by individuality? Like, do you make money? Do they give you free games? And when I say free, I'm not saying paying $15 a month or $80 a year to get the quote unquote free, because if you know what? I think I'll go ahead and show you real quick, because I want to tell you the difference between free and free from PlayStation, okay? Let me go to my Epic Games Store real quick. We'll go here. Okay? Go show you the difference. Okay, you got some Halloween sales. Yay, boom, boom, boom. Okay. free games. The free game I got for until October the 30th is Fear the Spotlight. I played this on stream yesterday. Game got me, okay? Game got me. You see, free now? Free now? Because guess what? They give it to you for free. Do I need a subscription or do I have to pay Epic Games for this game? No. They give it to me for free. Guess what? Next week, I'm getting Bendy and the Ink Machine for free. I don't care about Five Nights at Freddy's, so I'm going to skip that. And guess what? Last week... Oh, no, I do not want that to run. Hold up. Sorry. Sorry. And guess what? Let me go to my library. I got Amnesia. Holy crap. Sorry, everyone. I got Amnesia, the Bunker, for free last week. Those are 100% free. And all I did is I made an account for Epic Games. That's it. Those was 100% free because that was a free game that they was giving out during that week. With PlayStation, they do give you free games if you pay for a service. And to me, if you're paying for a service for free games and you need to keep that service on for free games, then it's not free. The game you got from the PlayStation 4 that you got when it first came out because they gave you a free game, if you got to pay every single month for that game, guess what? It's not free. To me, you actually spent over thousands of dollars for that one game. Because you're still paying for it. Because you got PlayStation now still. So you're still paying for that game. And then if you want to stop paying for PlayStation Premium, then those games that you got for free does not work because your subscription have ended. So the games you've been collecting, Sony gave you permission to play that free game that they gave you for free. Changed my mind.
When you think the big three, there still needs to be a differentiator between what makes the three so special to have somebody want to buy into that ecosystem.
I'm about to tell you without even mentioning a single game. Nintendo is great for kids. Portability. The fact that you could grab your home console and take it with you to do. PlayStation. If you want to do more stuff, like watching DVDs, watching Blu-rays, having I don't know if you can play CDs on there anymore, but I remember from the PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, you could play CDs. Microsoft with the Xbox. You could go ahead and have a desktop-like interface when you're on the system. There go the difference without mentioning a single game. But yet, the first thing that come to the PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo fanboy mind is exclusive games. I mentioned three things. I've mentioned one thing from each console that I'm always going to look at. Oh yeah, I forgot Nintendo is going to be different ways to play because they always do that. I thought of different things for the big three without mentioning a game that I always look at before I even think about a game.
And what has always been a driving factor for that is exclusivity.
I just proving your point. Exclusive games does not matter. But y'all never thought about that. I did, because I wanted to do more than just play games.
Exclusives to Call of Duty and Fortnite and this and that, those are outliers and is not considered the norm within the industry. But what has happened is you had a lot of talking pieces and talking heads and media people and influencers and all these people that have used those games as the argument for why exclusive games need to go away, because they aren't performing as good as a Fortnite, Call of Duty, sports title, etc., etc.
No. The reason why we do not want exclusivity or exclusive titles for certain games is because I don't want to spend $500 on a console just to play one game. Why my PC can't play the games that's on your system that could be run on the PC? Why do I have to go out of my way to go ahead and drop down over $500 just to play Spider-Man if it's only exclusive? That's a waste of money, because guess what? By the time I'm done playing Spider-Man, what other games am I going to play on the PlayStation? The Last of Us? I don't want to. I could play that on my PC. God of War? I don't want to play that. Sports games, I could play that on my PC. I did say Last of Us. Ratchet and Clank, I don't want to play that. So now, why would I pay $500 for one game? That's the thing that you don't get. You've been on PlayStation. You play all the games on PlayStation. Let me ask you a question. Do you want to spend over $500 to play Halo, or do you want to pay the $60 to $70 to play Halo? Do you want to spend $500? Over $500, or do you want to pay $70, $60, $70? Which one do you want to do? In my opinion, you should pay the $60 to $70 to play Halo. You should not be able to spend over $500 to play one game. Nobody should be spending over $500 to play one game, but you can play with your friends. I got a PC that could play the third-party games. Why would I want to play more first-party games? And it could be run on PC. Well, you're not going to play if it was coming to PC. Exactly. So you should have a choice to play the game on any platform you want. If you want to play Halo on your PlayStation, go ahead and play Halo on your PlayStation. If you want to play Mario Kart on your PlayStation, you should be able to play Mario Kart on your PlayStation. You should have the option. I don't want to be locked into one ecosystem and be stuck there just because the other ecosystem might have a game that I want to play, but I don't want to spend that much money. That's why I'm glad to say get rid of exclusives. That's one thing you're not getting. You're getting on, I'm trying to buy the console. No. I want to buy the console because it's the best. You still should have access to Halo on your PlayStation. You should be able to have to Halo on your PlayStation. You should be able to have access to Gears of War on your PlayStation. You want to know what's funny? I was happy that PT was leaked and was on PC. You want to know why? I wasn't going to spend $500 on PT. Whereas on the PC, it's free. That's the part you'll never understand because you got that mindset of the PlayStation fanboy. You want to feel like your console is good enough, but yet you can't sell me on getting a PlayStation if I want to play that game. Returnal. I want to play that game. Returnal. I bought that game for $20, but yet is how much is Returnal on PlayStation? On PlayStation Store, it's probably $40. I got a better deal on PC.
When you cannot use those titles as your baseline for success because that is not a realistic.
How about How about this? Let the console do something different than the other console and PC. If it does, like, let me ask you a question. Will you be mad if the PlayStation 5 teleport you to New York or anywhere you want? You think that's going to sell as well? Or you just say, nah, I'm not going to teleport. I'm just going to go ahead and play games. Shit, everybody going to go ahead and buy that PlayStation 5 just to teleport to different areas of the world. While you sitting there saying, oh, I'm going to play games. Maybe it's the fact of innovation and trying to do something different than the other console will sell more than just exclusives.
Oh, excuse me, I want to say realistic. That is not a general expected outcome for the success of all titles across the board, because there are more titles who either fail or are middle of the road when it comes to success, as opposed to those outliers. But the 5 or 10 or maybe 12 games that are outliers within the industry that has seen that immense success, that has now become the deciding factor, and that has now become the bar for success when it comes to games. And
talk to the people in Steam. Talk to people at Valve. They brought out headsets. Like, here go my headset. This is the Oculus 3. Okay, the Oculus 3. It was $500. I went and got the $500 because I felt I was going to download more games on here. That's why I got the 512 gigabytes. It's not worth that much. Okay, sorry to say this, meta, but it's not worth that much. Imagine me buying this headset and putting it on, and I'm like, okay, I got this headset from Oculus, but I want to go ahead and play games on my Steam library. Okay, I want to connect this to my computer, and I want to go ahead and start playing Steam games on my headset with this game. It was a lot cheaper than the Steam headset. I get great visibility, so on and so forth. Imagine Steam saying, oh, since this is not a Valve item, you can't use it. Why not? Well, since we didn't make it, you can't use it. Okay, I will never use you ever again because you prevented me to grab a pair of headset, any headset I want, to go ahead and play your games on your platform. It's called options. And that's a part that you will never understand. I want people to have the option. Imagine Steam stop you for using it and you say you got to pay the $1,000 for their platform. Imagine that. Yeah, let me fix this real quick. I gotta put this on the charger. Imagine that. Imagine Steam saying, "Oh, you can't use another pair of headphones, or you can't use another set of controllers." You can't use another set of controllers. You can't use the Xbox controller. You can't use your PlayStation controller. You can't use your Nintendo Switch controller. Imagine them saying you have to bring your own controller. You have to get the controller that we sell you. You got to get the keyboard that we only sell you. You got to get your own mouse that we got to get our mouse that you only can use. Steam should be the key focus of your whole entire argument, because guess what? They still making millions and millions of dollars, more than millions. They making billions and billions of dollars because they sell a honest service system over trying to keep you locked down on a single platform. Why do you think a lot of people say, oh, but the Steam Deck is not selling so much? Well, no shit, because Steam Deck is a niche item. They're going to get their money from selling games. That's all it is. That's the part you're never going to understand, because guess what? You're concentrating on PlayStation trying to sell exclusive stuff. But guess what? You'll buy a piece of turd on a stick from PlayStation as long as it's only exclusive to PlayStation and they shine it up to make it look nice. Oh, but it's only exclusive to PlayStation, so it gotta be good.
Right, because you still need to have that differentiator to get people to buy into your platform and to buy into your ecosystem so that even they can spend that money on those other titles as well, which then the ecosystem reaps those benefits because they also get a kickback. You still need to have something that differentiates you from the competition, from the market leader or whoever within the industry to allow you to then say, hey, look, I know you like Call of Duty, I know you like Fortnite, I know you like only playing these titles, but I also have this cool game that you like. Now, obviously, it's not going to get everybody, but that's why you got to have a variety of different titles because people...
Let me ask you this. If PlayStation came up with, if Sony came up with a teleporting device on a PlayStation 5, do you think it's going to sell more or less? I think it'll sell more. People would love to teleport from one place to another and not spend that much time on an airplane. But the games, who give a fuck about the games? I get to teleport. Why do you think the Sony PlayStation sold? That's the key thing. So that answer will tell you why the PlayStation 2 is one of the best gaming console ever sold, because it played DVDs. Gamers cared about the gaming aspect. Normal motherfucking people only cared about the DVD aspect because DVDs was over $200 and they heard the PlayStation 2 could play DVDs. That's why they was one of the greatest gaming consoles ever sold. Like I said, I had a cousin only play DVDs on her PlayStation. It was once in the blue moon that she played PlayStation games. It's all about what can your system do besides game. Because a lot of people will more people watch Netflix on consoles. They take away the Netflix capability, I guarantee you, a lot of people will not buy PlayStations.
People like different shit, right? Come on over here, come play this. Oh, and then you come over and you say, oh shit.
Didn't people say they watch porn on the PlayStation 5 more than playing games? People was doing more stuff on the PlayStation 5 than just play games. I'm just saying.
You also got Fortnite? Oh yeah, I'm gonna play that over here. Hey yo, Billy, come over here and try this new game with me. You like it? Oh yeah, they also got Fortnite too. Yeah, we can play that. That's how that works.
Yeah, but when they look at people making money off of Fortnite and they realize they was using PCs, you know what they did? Come over to PC. It's a lot responsive. You get better graphics. You can make money and you're not lagging. You can use keyboard and mouse on a on a console, but you still got the lag where on a PC you get less lag than ever. That just defeated your whole entire point. You got more people getting PCs over PlayStation. You want to know why? PC do more stuff than PlayStation, Xbox, and Nintendo. I'm not trashing the consoles. I don't want to, because I don't want consoles to die. I want consoles to at least give more options than they do. I want people to play any game they want despite on what console they have. So come up with better innovations than anything else. But you saying all of that, but Jimmy that played on PC is telling their friends, come over to PC, because you got the freedom. You get both versions of you get both Xbox and PlayStation games. You don't have to buy a console. Consoles are getting more expensive. So please tell me, how are they going to get PlayStation? How are they going to get new users if they can't come up with better innovations? Like I said, guarantee you, PlayStation could sell you a turd on a stick. All they gotta do is shine it and make it exclusive to PlayStation. You'll buy it.
Now, obviously, exclusive games is not going to pull every single person in, and every exclusive game is not going to do 100 million. or 10 million or 20 million. Like, we know this.
If we take away deluxe, now don't get me wrong, I'm not capping for Nintendo, but you sitting there saying that they're not making that much money, and yet Mario Kart almost hit 100,000. I mean, 100 million.
And I'm saying that in regards to Nintendo, PlayStation, or Xbox. Every exclusive game is not going to do those big, immense numbers, right?
Well, you should be talking to Nintendo because they almost sold 80 million.
But the point is that exclusive titles is still something
that might be the best selling Mario Kart game ever. I think so.
That is very, very important within this industry and has a place within this industry to act.
I can guarantee you that if Mario Kart 8 Deluxe was on PC and other platforms, guarantee they will go 200 million. Because think about it. For the people who didn't get the Nintendo Switch or the Nintendo Switch 2, and they say they want to play Mario Kart, and if Nintendo said that Mario Kart is going to be on the other platforms, I guarantee you they're going to hit 200 million. 200 million. You telling me that a lot of people won't be able to play Mario Kart? I'm telling you, if Mario Kart 8 Deluxe was on PC and Xbox and PlayStation, guarantee you they'll sell a lot.
As that gateway to get more people into your platform, to keep people invested in the platform, to continue to invest in the platform, and so on and so forth.
Now, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, very successful. Very. But if they place it on other platforms, PlayStation 4, Xbox Series X, PlayStation 5, Xbox X, Xbox One, PC, and it could run on low-end PCs, guarantee you they'll sell a lot.
It's simple. But you had people trying to... Initially, they cared about exclusives. Then they didn't care about exclusives because Microsoft told them they don't. That's anti-consumer.
Just think about it. And it's a kid game. Like, it's a literally kid game. They will sell a lot, like, guarantee. And I guarantee you they could make that thing $80 and they'll sell even more. And they don't even have to buy a Nintendo Switch. That's a lot of sales, guarantee it.
You know, we're beyond that. Then you have people parroting beyond the console and beyond this and that. It's all these talking points that people have been talking about the last 3, 4 years, 5 years. That now these very statements have come back and have aged like milk. Because 1, that's not their true thoughts. 2, that's not what they truly feel. And 3, it has been more hurtful to the Xbox ecosystem, the Xbox brand, than it has been beneficial.
How though? How? Because they're concentrating on PC. Oh my gosh, they're concentrating on Steam.
And your response to that can't be, oh, well, Microsoft is $1 trillion company.
Because they are. They're not just $1 trillion. They're $3 trillion. Are they $3 trillion? Hold on. I think they're $3 trillion. Hold on. How much Microsoft costs? Microsoft. How much is Microsoft? The fuck? How in the fuck they worth 3.89? Holy shit. What? I'm sorry. Shit. Okay, go to Apple. So the dude said Microsoft worth over $1 trillion, right? I mean, 1 trillion. He said 1 trillion, right? Benefit of doubt, I did not believe him. So I went on here and I wanted to know how much is Microsoft worth. I saw 3.89 trillion. I need to check my stocks because I did not know they went up. They went up, dude. They went up. Hold up. How much was a Mac? Dude, they are going. Holy shit. They're going up. They going up. Holy shit. I actually put money in Microsoft. Holy shit, they went up. Holy fuck. They went up. Hold up. I need to check. I need to check my my stocks. Dude, they cost too much. I think I got them when they was kind of low, but it's about half. It's about half. It's like a little bit over half $1,000. It's like $523.61. Dude, if you got it and get one stock, dude, go for it. Holy crap. So I gotta thank you, dude, because you sat there and say $1 trillion. I went to search for myself, and not only because I thought there was 3 trillion, not only they cost a whopping 1 trillion, they're 3.84 trillion. Let me tell you something. I already put stocks in it.
They are $1 trillion company. You are not a trillionaire. So how does...
But I did put stocks in it, so...
how does them being $1 trillion company benefit you, the gamer?
Question is, how is Sony benefiting you as a consumer? Well, if you want to know, as a gamer, when I went and got my stocks, I told myself I have a Bookroots account so I can invest. Yes, do it. Because I did the same thing. I did the same thing, but I added more money to it. Do it. Yeah, hell yeah. Fuck yeah, dude. Go ahead and get that stock, dude. Hell yeah. Fuck yeah, dude. So here's the thing. I am a gamer, and I told myself when I made my stock account, I am going to go ahead and invest in Microsoft. Because I was using the Xbox. I was like, you know what? Since I use the Xbox, I think I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit of money into Microsoft. Because I was a gamer and I liked it, the Xbox over the PlayStation. Not over the Nintendo, but over the PlayStation. And guess what? That became close to $4 trillion of fucking stocks. Oh, yeah.
Stone would be happy. I'm getting my water. Shout out to Stone if she listening. Your boy got his water. Who does it benefit?
It's benefiting me. It's benefiting me. Woo! I had that stock for a good moment too. I need to check. need to check. It's benefiting me. Like, dead ass. It's benefiting me.
They're a $1 trillion company. Does that benefit you?
They're a $3.84 trillion company, and it's benefiting me pretty nicely. Ooh. I was about to go with Google, but something in my head, I was like, you know what? I might have to go with Microsoft. Whoo! Let me tell you something. That was a good choice.
No. Not at all. And see, here's the
Oh my gosh. For the win. Thank you for letting me check. Oh my gosh. Whew. I'm on the urge to talk about more of the fanboy. Ooh. You know what? I gotta check my stocks. I gotta end it today. Woo. I'm actually excited now. This is fun. But hey, that was fun. I appreciate y'all coming by. I need to watch some Oh No's Alice and check my stocks because that's a win. But remember, everybody's human. My name's Sendou Q. You have yourself a great day. Peace. Ooh, gotta check my stocks.